I think a lot of us are chasing confidence, but we've skipped something much more important. We don't actually know ourselves. We compare ourselves to everyone else because we haven't built a relationship with ourselves first. Hi guys, my name is Cambry, and I'm so excited to be introducing myself on this new journey of mine. Podcasts have changed my life, and I always dreamed about having my own. Excited to say that we are finally here taking on that dream. Welcome to Next Step, where I'll be sharing conversations, development guides, and tools focused on health, wellness, self-identity, psychology, habits, and becoming the best version of yourself. My goal is to help people find more peace, confidence, and understanding within themselves. I have so many creators and podcasts that have changed my life, and I hope to do the same for others. I hope this podcast can help even one person feel a little bit more connected to themselves. I hate long intros, so with that being said, let's get into today's video. 3-step guide to finding yourself, trusting yourself, and becoming yourself. Step 1, awaken. Your soul wants to be figured out. Comparison gets louder when your own voice gets quieter, so let's find that volume button of yours. Sometimes we lose ourselves from our busy schedules, sometimes we forget who we are through relationships, or sometimes we have just simply forgotten the importance of awareness. It's easy to get caught up in life. The time and patience it takes to find yourself will be a long but fulfilling journey. Do it for your future self, your health, and your overall well-being. And you being aware of needing change shows that you are already one step ahead by clicking on this podcast, so be proud of that. Okay, so if you're tired of being on autopilot and want to be awakened, you're gonna want to start journaling. 70% of successful people journal because you start noticing patterns you've never paid attention to, emotions you've never acknowledged, thoughts you've never processed. I started journaling as soon as I could write. I started journaling out of fear I was going to forget all of my memories as I get older. But I didn't realize until later that I wasn't just writing down my day. I was learning how my own mind worked. Reading them helps me notice patterns in what made me happy, what stressed me out, and what I kept avoiding. The life timeline, the brain dump, the 5 whys, these are a few of my favorite exercises I would recommend trying. These journaling practices will open your mind in ways you never could have imagined. It will expose the questions that have been buried inside of you. Light journaling is all you need. Even investing 5 minutes a day journaling will help you find yourself, stop comparing, and expose yourself to new possibilities. You want your mind and body to work with you, not against you. Our brains are so complex we normally can't keep up with it. Overthinking has banned our ability to figure ourselves out. Reducing overthinking is the key to finding attunement, and the way to reduce overthinking is meditation. Meditation practices have been so strong the government has suppressed them because of the power meditation holds. People think that meditation is boring, or they think that they are bad at it because they can't shut off their brain. But it's not about having a clear mind. It's about observing all the thoughts that come to your head. It's like when they say, your mind is like a room full of people talking all at once. Meditation doesn't kick everyone out. It teaches you how to step back, listen, and choose which thoughts actually deserve your attention. Try practices such as self-inquiry meditation, metta meditation, or body scan meditation. Remember that before you start meditating, it's important to know why and what you are meditating for. Having a reasoning behind your meditations will make them much more powerful and will help you stay consistent with it. Another step on finding awareness, bear with me now because it might sound crazy, but you need to start talking to yourself. You might think, yeah, I talk to myself in my head all the time, but that's not what I mean. I mean actually verbally saying your thoughts out loud. I want you to be having full-blown conversations with yourself, and here's why. Our brain is so complex, a million things are going on constantly. This is why our thoughts tend to become too overwhelming because we aren't letting them out. What you don't express, your body has to carry. Those thoughts kept inside of you grow heavier and heavier, but once it's released, it creates space for awareness. In times where you have a space to yourself, you need to be communicating with yourself. In the shower, during your morning walk, in the car on your way to work. Even better, video yourself talking about your thoughts. That way, you're not only releasing your unwanted thoughts, but also listening to yourself. Reducing overthinking is the key to finding attunement. Finding ways to have our trapped thoughts escape our heads and create space to process them is the best preventative practice for self-awareness and to overcome comparing. Journaling for processing, meditation for grounding, and self-talk for trust. Once you clear your space, you can start rebuilding it. Rebuilding is the bridge between awareness and becoming. It's the idea of rebuilding your relationship with yourself. It's like the key factors of going on a date with someone. Asking questions, listening, engaging, while spending quality time with them, right? So now let's pretend that you are going on a date with yourself. So first, you are going to ask questions about yourself to yourself. First dates are normally surface-leveled questions, but hopefully this isn't your first date with yourself. I am sure you have asked yourself the simple questions before. Ask yourself the deep questions. What are your top 5 values in life? What are your long-term goals? What are your top 10 strengths? What fears do you want to overcome? So many questions go unanswered because we already think we know, but in reality, we don't give ourselves enough time to truly sit with these questions, to be able to give them honest answers. You deserve to be honest with yourself. Sit with yourself and ask all the why questions. Why do you believe this way? Why are you losing focus? Why are you the way you are? Why do you think the way you think? You can't decorate a house before building a strong foundation. In the same way, you can't build a confident life without first understanding yourself. Next is listening. No more distracting yourself from the root cause. No more pushing yourself through the discomfort, and no more seeking for everyone's opinions. Your body and mind do so much for you. They deserve to be listened to. Choose to hear not only with your ears, but with the intention to understand. Your feelings aren't problems to fix, they are messages to understand. Let's say you are having anxiety. Don't just go about your day trying to deal with it. Ask yourself, what is this anxiety trying to protect me from? When you start feeling lonely, ask yourself, am I craving deeper connection with others or with myself? Struggling with frustration? Ask, what boundary has been crossed or what need isn't being met? If you are comparing, ask, what does this person have that I secretly want for myself? Listening and questioning yourself, while the last key factor is spending quality time. People with separation anxiety hate to hear this, but you need to be spending time alone. Hear this. It's a lot harder to know yourself if you're never with yourself. When we are constantly with others, we shift towards their opinions, reactions, expectations, even when we don't mean to. In the book I'm reading by Deepak Chopra, he talks about how humans naturally mirror other people around them. It's not something we consciously choose to do, it's built into how our brains are wired. When you stick your tongue out to a 2-year-old, they will imitate you and stick theirs out. Naturally, we mirror other actions, match body language, adopt slang, mirror facial expressions, take on beliefs from friends and family. So, taking time for yourself to step away from your circle can not only help you become more self-aware and confident, but can also help you reevaluate the relationships in your life. Asking yourself, do the people I surround myself with help me grow into what I want to become, or am I just staying through familiarity? Social psychologists often emphasize that the longevity of a friendship isn't the measure of its quality, but the growth that exists within it. So take a second to think about your childhood best friends. Are they truly helping you find new possibilities, or are you sticking around for predictability? The ex you keep going back to, do they bring out the better version of you, or do they just bring you back to the version of yourself that you're used to? Of course, friendships and relationships are important in this lifetime. They teach you lessons, create memories, and impact you with love and support. But people and time change. So whatever doesn't resonate with you anymore, set your boundaries so you don't become redefined as someone you're not. On to step 3, which is embody. A lot of people reach awareness, but they never reach embodiment. They know what the problem is, but they don't have the desire to change it. How many times do you feel guilty scrolling on TikTok for hours, but do it anyways? You know you compare yourself to others, but yet you still are checking the same accounts that trigger you. You don't want a substance controlling how you cope, yet you continue to rely on drugs or alcohol to get through the hard moments. You know you bottle up emotions, but you continue avoiding difficult conversations. How many of these can you or someone you know relate to? You don't need to move across the country to create change. You don't need to create a whole new identity for yourself to create change. All you need is just taking the smallest actions day by day so you can finally make your dreams a reality. First small action that you will want to take is starting before you feel ready. It took me a long time till I finally got the courage to create a podcast. I was never fully confident with my words and hated public speaking, so how could I possibly become a podcaster? I wanted everything to be perfect, and I told myself I needed at least 5 years to study everything there is about health and wellness. But when you wait until you're finally confident enough to take action, you delay the very thing that would have built your confidence in the first place. So no, I don't know everything about health and wellness, but the beauty of it is I get to learn and grow as well as share my experiences and what I learn with everyone. That's what I strive for. So don't wait until Monday to start, or next month, or in a year when you might be more confident. Start today. Another small action is the popular 1% rule. It's as long as you are 1% better than yesterday, you will create the foundation that eventually makes your dreams possible. You don't need to write a whole book to be a writer. You can just write a paragraph a day. You don't have to dedicate one day to cleaning your entire garage. Just go through one box every day. Just listen to 5 minutes of that podcast or 5 minutes of that inspirational video. We have a mindset belief that makes us think we have to do all or nothing. Break that idea, because once you figure out how to simplify everything, it will help you succeed. Time will work with you, and eventually your 5-minute activity will turn into a lifestyle. Once you take those small actions, you will need a system that helps you repeat those actions consistently, and that is to build habits. A small habit that has changed my life is having a weekly scheduled journal. I write out my schedule every week. I analyze, cross things off, and make a few adjustments every single night. I'm aware of my accomplishments for that day, and I'm aware of what I need to work on. Make your schedule easy, understandable, and don't overload it. Make it simple. Make it organized. Put times for every activity you will get done that day. Make it detailed, but not overwhelming. Crossing off those activities is so worth it in the end. I used to try to do this on my phone, and it never worked, so buy a full journal. Writing your mini daily goals out and being able to cross them off will give you enough satisfaction that you will never want to ever stop. Stay organized and stay accountable. Another part of embodiment that people don't talk about enough is accountability. You have to start keeping the promises you make for yourself. Think about raising a child without boundaries or consequences. They never learn responsibility. We are the same way with ourselves. If we constantly say we're going to do something and never follow through, we lost trust in ourselves. This doesn't mean being harsh or restrict your life. It means creating boundaries that support the person you're becoming. Maybe it's finishing your workout before watching your favorite show, or working on your goals before scrolling. You're not punishing yourself, you're simply teaching yourself that your future matters. So, once you take small actions, build habits, and create accountability, you can start creating a vision. I catch myself doing this all the time, having brief visions of me becoming my future goals. But when you do this, you can't tell your brain you're just imagining things. People all the time are saying, "Oh, I wish I could have had that," or "I wish I could be in that career." Like, why are we already deciding that it's never going to happen without even trying it first? Our brain automatically bases our future off of our past experiences, our mistakes and fails we've made, but why aren't we asking our brains why it's identifying ourselves in such limiting ways? Why are we saying, "I'm just not that type of person," when we should be saying, "I just haven't learned that skill yet"? Also, we can't just be visioning it, but also act like it's already in the palm of your hand. The whole fake it till you make it, that quote is damn right true. No more saying eventually that's the dream or one day maybe. You're limiting yourself before life has even given you the opportunity to surprise you. Tell yourself you are something and everything else will follow. So the conclusion is, awaken is noticing the pattern, rebuild is understanding yourself beneath the pattern, and a body is choosing to act differently despite the comfort of staying the same. If you've been listening to this and thinking, okay, I understand this, but where do I actually start? That's exactly why I created my 7-day reset guide called Confidence Over Comparing. It's designed to help you put these ideas into practice, with guided exercises, journal prompts, and daily actions. If comparison has been keeping you stuck, this is where I'd recommend starting. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And with that being said, until next time, stay present, keep growing, and keep taking your next step.